The spotlight, so hopefully that you all can see me. Welcome to tonight's yoga class, guys. Thank you so much for showing up. You are going to be muted. The reason is that way the dog barking or the cat meowing or whatever is happening in your virtual space, only you will hear, and I can help guide you in this evening's gentle yoga class. So welcome everybody. Just a couple of reminders. If you feel like you have unsteady balance or that some poses are not accessible to you, you can go onto the bottom of your screen and a bar will show up. You'll use your cursor and it will say chat. And you can send a chat to me, you can send a chat to everyone if there's something you want to communicate with. If you have an iPad, my understanding is that you have to put your cursor on the top and then you will see that bar that will show the chat. So if there's anything you want to say to me privately or anybody else publicly, please feel able to do so. So today what we're going to do is just a nice gentle yoga series where we're just letting go all of that tension and congestion that is in our body. Most particularly people are telling me in their shoulders and their neck and then their lower back. So that's what I'm going to try to work on. I said this earlier in the class. If you have sensitive knees, when we're on our knees, I highly suggest you get a blanket so that when we're on our knees, your knees are protected and you don't have that hard feeling of the mat pressing into them. I also suggest a pillow. You never know when this can come handy, but you can also use it to sit on so that your hips are opening up as you're seated and you have less tension in your hips. And then lastly, the chairs over here. I may demo some things in chairs. So let's just get ourselves seated and comfortable. So I'm in cross-legged easy pose. Maybe this is not a pose that you like. Maybe this is not comfortable. So I invite you to bend your knees like this. Maybe you can sit like that. If this is not comfortable, maybe you just want to put your legs out. So find a way to sit that feels good for you. And let's just see how we're showing up this evening. Let's just tune in and kind of check. Now, if we have been at desks all day and sitting in cars all day, I notice that a lot of people start to kind of slump over like this. And we almost look like a cashew or a banana. We're kind of just slumping over. So I'm going to invite you to pull your shoulders back, away from your ears, and pull your shoulder blades back and down and away from your shoulders. So what we want is our head to be between our shoulders. We want our shoulders to be equal, so we want them to be symmetrical. Our belly's pulled in, and we just have a nice, relaxed, easy pose. I invite you to close your eyes if you like, and we're just gonna begin our practice by taking in 3 deep breaths. So inhaling through your nose, and exhaling out through your mouth. You can even sigh it out. Inhaling through your nose, and then exhaling out through your mouth. And then one more time. Inhaling deeply through your nose, and then exhaling through your mouth. So we're going to bring our arms up. Inhaling, bring those arms up. Our palms are facing. And then exhaling, bring your arms down. Just getting some of these muscle groups and joints just opening up and moving. So inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, arms come down. Inhalation, deep inhale, arms come up. And then exhale, your arms are going to come down. So I'm going to ask you to take your left hand and just place it on your side. And then you're going to take your right hand and you're going to gently bring it up. Your palm is facing up. And you can look over at your palm if you have the neck mobility, if your neck allows you to look up. If not, just look down. And then slowly bend this arm that's on the floor and see if you can get a nice opening in the side of your rib cage. Now, if you see this hip coming up, that means you need to back out of it a little bit until that hip comes down and just find that nice stretch. So you just stay with that stretch for a moment. I'm going to admit another one of our yogis. Or someone has done that for me. Very nice. So now you're going to inhale. You're going to bring those arms back up to center. Exhale. Your right arm comes down. Inhale. reaching up and then exhaling, coming on over. And then again, if your neck allows you, if you have that mobility, look up at that palm, please do so. If not, no pain, no strain. Now you can come deeper into the stretch if you like, but if you notice again, this hip coming up, just back out of the pose. So inhaling, arms come back up to center. Now exhaling, we're gonna forward fold. So I want you to inhale, pulling your navel to your spine, and then exhale, slowly and gently bring those hands forward. Now you're on the tippy tops of your fingers, you're tented up, and you're just slowly coming forward. Now this might be good enough for you. You might feel an intense stretch and perhaps in your hips or your quadriceps, that's the front of your thighs. So just stay here, just sending your breath to anywhere that's congested or tense. Now, if this is not enough for you and you want to go further, you can just come out a little bit further. Now I'm on the palms of my hands, and now I'm just going to come fully forward. I'm going to let my head come down and my arms going to come down. Now remember, there's no competition in yoga, so go where it feels good in your body, go where your body is saying, this is a good stretch for me. There's no sharp shooting pain, so you just want to feel a sense of release or some tension just shifting out of your body. One more breath here, and then gently and slowly and mindfully tenting up onto your fingertips, coming back up to center. And now we're just gonna change the leg position. So if your right leg was in front of your left, now your left leg is gonna go in front of your right. I'm actually building upheave. So even though this is a gentle yoga class, you might find yourself getting the sensation of warmth, and that's okay, that's what we want. So I'm gonna move my hips around just a little bit, just to get a nice comfortable shift here. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to look over our shoulders. So I'm pretending in a sense that I'm an owl, and I'm just kind of looking over my left shoulder, and I'm going to place my arms out at my side, and you should feel a very intense stretch on your shoulder and your neck. And that is where we store a lot of the tension and the congestion from the day's work and anything else. So inhale is going to bring yours back to center, and then you're going to exhale, and you're just going to look over the other shoulder again. So we're not owls, we can't twist 360 degrees, but we can just do our best. Now remember, still keeping a nice long spine, still keeping your hips as much to the floor as you can. And then we're going to bring our head up back to center. Now allow your ear to come over to one side. Now your ear isn't necessarily going to reach your shoulder, and that's okay. But I want you to notice this opposite shoulder. Is it starting to come up with you for the ride? Just try to gently pull it down. So you're just feeling a nice stretch all across these scalene muscles and other muscles, sternocleidomastoid, all these muscles that are holding your head up. Your head's like 8 pounds. So we want to keep these muscles healthy and happy. So your head's going to come back up to center, inhaling and then exhaling, allowing that ear to come over to the other side. Notice the difference. Maybe you're noticing that one side has more tension than the other, and that's okay, because our bodies are kind of asymmetrical. They're not exactly 100% matching. So one more time, coming over to this side, and just inhaling and exhaling, not holding your breath, allowing that release. Just one more breath here, allowing gravity to do its work. Inhaling, your head comes to center, and then exhaling, ear to shoulder, really feeling that nice deep opening on the side of your neck and maybe into your shoulder. Inhaling your head back to center, and exhaling, your chin is going to come down to your chest. So you should be feeling a sensation in the back of your neck. That's your cervical spine. So we want to feel a nice opening there, just a release. Inhaling, bringing your head back up. So now on your own, we're just going to do some gentle shoulder, gentle neck rolling. Now, as you do this, you might hear some snap, crackle, pop. That's fine. That's not an issue. Just notice it. And then maybe lingering in any particular area where you feel a particular form of congestion or tension. So maybe you want to just stay there for a moment, send your breath there, and then come around again. We're going to go around one more time. There's no rush. Just one more time. And then as you get up to center, we're going to change directions. So whatever direction you were in, just go in the opposite direction. Just doing your own neck rolls on your own. Just inhaling, exhaling, and just continuously feeling all that unclogging, all that tension just melting away. So we're going to have one more inhalation here, and we're going to come up to center. So we are going to start this evening standing. We're going to do a couple of standing poses. I'm going to come off my mat so that you can see me. So if you need a chair, this is the time to have it. You can have your chair. You can come get your chair. Sometimes it's easier to do balancing poses with a chair. And sometimes the forward folds that we're doing are not comfortable with fully coming down. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a forward fold. So what I'm going to have you do is bring your arms all the way up, and then you're going to exhale, your arms are going to come down, and you're going to start to forward fold. Now you may notice right here is enough for you. Your hamstrings maybe are very tight and very congested. So this is fine. You're still getting benefit of the pose. If you're feeling like you get dizzy or that your balance is challenged, you can have a chair in front of you and you can hold onto your chair to make this easier for you. If you want to deepen your fold, you can bend your knees, especially if you have lower back issues. And then you can slowly come down, relaxing your head, relaxing your shoulders, and seeing where your hands want to go. Maybe they're on your shins. Maybe you're up here. Maybe you're able to touch your toes. So just go where is comfortable for you. Honor your body and allow yourself just to feel that nice opening in the back of your legs and your back of your spine. Now, for a little bit of an extra added challenge, I invite you just to rock from side to side. You can still do this with a chair, just moving around, getting that lower back opening, or you can just dangle your arms, just gently rocking from side to side. Just be mindful, listen to your body, go where it feels good. So we're going to slowly roll up. Now I need you to listen to my words. I want you to really engage these quadricep muscles on the front. I want you to keep your spine rounded. I want you to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, and your head's going to be the last thing that's going to come up. So this is not like a slingshot. This is slow and controlled. We're just bringing our shoulders down and up. Now we're going to bring our arms up again. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to come into mountain pose. So with mountain pose, our feet, all four corners of our feet are on the floor. So sometimes you might notice you're rolling out or rolling in. Just be mindful of where your feet are and how all four corners of your feet are on the floor. Your hands are facing out. So your palms are facing out, and you are pulling your quadriceps up against your kneecaps almost. So nice, strong legs. And you're just standing here like a mountain. Nice, strong mountain. Great pose just to reset yourself for the day. So we're going to inhale, bringing our arms up. Our palms are facing. We're going to exhale, and we're going to come over onto our left side. So I'm coming from my waist, and you may notice that maybe your hips start coming and rotating front or back. Try to keep your hips facing the side of the room and just have a nice gentle side bend. Feeling a nice opening in your rib cage, maybe in your hips. And one more breath here. Inhaling, bringing yourself back up to center, and exhaling and coming over to the other side. Again, using your legs, using your quadriceps to keep you nice and strong. Inhale, bring your arms up. Our arms are going to come out into T. My palms are facing down, and I am going to keep my hips facing forward, but I'm going to turn to the left, coming from my waist. And so my one hand is coming forward and the other hand is coming in the front. And if you notice, your hip might want to come with you. You have to keep one hip to the back, both hips facing the front of the room as you're making this twist. So we're not trying to take our hips with us. We're trying to keep them in the front and then twisting from our waist. So we're going to stay here for one more breath. We're going to inhale here. We're going to exhale, come to center, bringing our arms up for a nice big stretch. Then we're going to exhale, and again, we're going to twist to the other side. So my arms coming in front, my other arms coming in the back, and I'm really focusing on keeping those hips straight towards the room, the front of your room, so that they're not coming with you, because that's what they like to do. So we're going to inhale, we're going to bring our arms up, and then we're going to bring our arms down. We're just going to shake our legs out a little bit. We've been standing for a while. And so now we're going to begin to come down onto our mats. And I invite you now, if you feel like you want some extra added cushioning, you have sensitive knees, you had a knee replacement, your knees just are cranky today. So what you would do is you put this pillow right here onto, I'm sorry, it's a blanket. You take your blanket and you place it on the floor, and your knees are going to be on the blanket to keep them feeling comfortable. Now, we're going to be in tabletop. So what you need to look for is we have to really set up our pose before we do anything. So that way we keep ourselves safe and we keep all our joints safe. So look back at your feet. Are your feet out, or are they right behind your ankles and you can't see them when you look through? Look at your hips. Are your knees hips distance, meaning the length of a dollar bill, or can you put two fists between your knees? That's a hips distance. And then you want to make sure that your shoulders and your wrists are aligned and everything is underneath one another. So we're going to do some series of cat and cows. Anytime you get tired, this can be your resting pose, or child's pose can be your resting pose. So whatever feels good for you. Feel free to stop anytime and take a reset. So we are going to do cat and cow. So we're going to come up on our toes. Our tailbone is going to come up. Our chest is going to come up, and our gaze is going to come up, and your belly is going to come down, and that is cow. We're going to inhale for cat, arching our spine, being on the tops of our feet, pushing away from the mat energetically, really arching that spine, pulling that navel in. Then we're going to exhale for cat, tailbone up, chest up, come up on your toes, your belly comes down. Inhale, cat, really arching your spine, really pushing away from the mat, and then exhaling for cow. So we're going to do this 3 more times on your own. This is a wonderful way to really get nice movement and mobility in your entire spine. One more time, one more inhale, exhale, and we'll do one more round after this. Inhaling and exhaling, don't hold your breath. And then we're going to come back down. We're going to come onto our heels. We're going to sit back. We're going to place our arms in front of us. Your belly is going to come down. Your chest is going to come down. And then your head's going to come down. You're just going to come down for a nice child's pose, just to feel a nice release all along your back. So stay there for 3 breaths. Inhaling, your back rises. And exhaling, your back falls. So inhaling, your back rises. And exhaling, your back falls. And then one more time, deep, deep, deep inhale. And a deep, deep, deep exhale. So we're going to come back up. What we're going to do is we're going to do child's pose again, but a little bit differently. So you're going to take your left hand and you're going to take it off the mat. You're going to take your right hand and place it on top of your left hand. Now, if that's too much for you, just bring your hand in. Bring your hand wherever is comfortable. I'm still in child's pose. I'm still pushing back and seated. And now I'm going to slowly bring my head down. You should feel a very intense stretch on your right-sided rib cage. If it's too intense, just back out of it. Come back into regular child's pose. Just imagine you're breathing and really filling up that right side lung. It's really open, and you're able to get in all that beautiful air, that fresh prana, all that fresh oxygen into your body. So one more breath in. And as you exhale, come back to center. Bring your right hand back on the mat and bring your left hand. You're taking a breath in here now and bringing your right hand a little bit off from that. Your left hand's going to come on to your right if you can. And then you're just going to slowly come back down. This time you should be feeling a very nice, intense stretch on the side of your left rib cage. Again, go where feels good for your body. Honor your body. Let your body tell you where to take the pose. So relax your neck, relax your head, and really take in beautiful big breaths to really fill in that left rib cage, that left lung, just filling it up with air, and then slowly exhaling out. So one more breath in here. Deep, deep, deep breath in, and a deep, deep breath out. So we're going to come back up, and we're going to place our legs over to the right side. If you have a prop, you can move that prop out of the way. And then you're going to take your legs, and then you're going to bring them in front of you. And we're just going to work on a little bit of a joint opening series before we start coming down a little bit. So I want to give some attention to our hands, because what we do all day, most of us, is we're typing or we're holding a steering wheel. So I want you to just set yourself up, first of all. Make sure you have a nice, straight posture. You're seated comfortably. You're seated on a prop if you need to be. And then you're going to take your wrists and you're just going to roll them out. And again, you might hear that snap, crackle, pop. That's okay. We're just rolling out the wrist. We're warming up and circulating that synovial fluid, which is in between each joint. And we need them there so that we can move them. So we're going to inhale here a couple more times and exhale. And then we're going to switch the directions. And we're just going to keep going a few more times here. And now we're going to come down to our elbows. So you can bring your arms out as if you were bringing someone an apple pie or a pizza. And then you're going to bring your hands to your shoulders. So we're just getting some warming up of those wrist joints. So do this 2 more times on your own. Inhaling and exhaling as you're moving your joints in and out. And then we're going to do this 1 more time. And then we're going to come out to the side. So we're doing the same thing. We're just bringing our arms out to the side. So before they were in front of us, now they're out to the side. So same thing, bringing your arms out, bringing your arms in, bringing your arms out, bringing your arms in. You probably will be feeling this in your shoulders a little bit. That's okay. Just 2 more times. Deep, deep, deep breath in and a deep, deep breath out. Now I want to work a little bit more on our shoulders and a little bit more on our trapezius, which is the area over here, right underneath our neck, where a lot of us are feeling tension. So we are going to hug ourselves. So you're going to bring your arms out. You're going to take your right arm and you're going to bring it across your chest. And then you're going to bring your left arm underneath. And what you're trying to do is grab for the back of your shoulders. If you can't and you're only here, that's fine. Whatever part of your body you're able to touch and grab onto is wonderful. Now what I want you to do is take your chin and allow it to come down to your chest. This will probably feel a little bit more intense and a little different than the last time we did some work for the neck. So just allow your chin to come down to your chest, hopefully feeling a little bit more of release in your shoulders and other neck muscles. And now what I want you to do is I want you to take your right chin and just kind of lean. You're going to lean it towards the opposite. So you're going to take your chin and come on over to the other opposite shoulder. So whichever one you choose. And you should be feeling a nice intense sensation there. So we're going to inhale, we're going to bring our neck back to center. And now again, we're going to bring our chin over to that other side. Good. So now we're going to bring our arms out. We're going to inhale, nice big stretch all across the chest, just really opening that up. And then we're going to switch our arms. So wherever our arms were last time, right over left, left over right, you just want to switch the position. And now what you're going to do is allow your ear to come over to that shoulder. Just go nice and slow, just breathing in and breathing out. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your head back up to center. And you're going to inhale, bring that ear back down over to the other side. Just breathing. Inhalations and exhalations. Last time, we're going to bring our arms out. We're going to do one more stretch, this time for our shoulders and triceps. So you're going to take your left arm and you're going to cross it over. Maybe you're going to see that your elbow's bent. That's absolutely fine. Then you're going to take your right hand, you're going to place it just right behind where your elbow is, and you're going to just gently push in to that arm just a tiny, tiny bit to get a nice release in your tricep, your deltoid, which is your shoulder muscle. And as we're doing this, just breathing in, and remember to keep a nice straight posture. So try not to slump over, just try to be a little bit more aware. And then inhaling again, and then exhaling, other arm comes over, and just a gentle facilitation of the stretch in your shoulder. Good. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of move our shoulders around and up towards our ears. Just get some nice movement there, feeling a little bit more open in our neck and our shoulders and our back. And let's come down and start working a little bit on our hamstrings. So we're going to be seated in staff pose. Now, if you have a tight back or a cranky back, or you've had back surgeries, I invite you to bend your legs like this. That'll take some of the pressure off your back. If you don't have any of those issues and you're able to just bring your legs out, I ask that maybe you experiment with flexing your toes, because what you will notice is that your calves need a little bit of attention. We kind of don't stretch them out as much as we should. So we're going to place your hands either behind you here, you can place them on the tops of your thighs, and we're just going to point and flex our toes. So pointing our toes away from us, flexing our toes towards us, pointing our toes away from us, and flexing them towards you. And remembering to breathe, so inhaling as you point, and then exhaling as you flex. One more time, deep, deep breath in, and exhale, deep, deep breath out. So we're going to prepare for a forward fold. We want to set up our pose before we go into it. So remember, you may want to be bending your knees. You got to go and honor your body and listen to what it's asking for. I'm going to keep my knees straight. My back's not so cranky today. I'm going to inhale. My arms are going to come up. I'm going to fold forward, but I'm not going to round. So watch what I do. Listen to my words. I'm going to inhale. As I'm exhaling, my belly's coming down. And then I'm feeling my chest coming forward. And then I'm reaching on for something. So maybe you're going to reach on for your shins. Maybe you're going to reach for your toes. And you're just going to keep your back straight. So you're not rounding over yet. You have a nice straight back. You're going to inhale here. And then you're going to exhale and slowly fold forward and just feel that nice stretch in your hamstrings and in your back. Now, if you're somebody who would like to try this in a chair, stay where you are in a position if you're on the floor. But if you want to try this in a chair, you can place your legs in front of you like this, and you can hold on to the chair just for some support. And you could just come forward like this and feel a nice stretch that way. Or you can take yourself in front of the chair and just place your leg in front of it, and that's going to give you a nice hamstring stretch as well. So whatever feels good for you. So yogis who are forward folding, slowly come up one vertebrae at a time, letting go of whatever you were holding onto. If your knees were bent, keep them bent, and now we're coming back up, and we're just going to shake them out a little bit. We're going to do that one more time, because these hamstrings get very shortened when we sit a lot, and then they start to get cranky and tight, and then we start to get lower back pain. So let's work on that a little bit. So we're going to inhale our arms up, And then we're gonna exhale, forward fold, but remember, we're not rounding yet. Just letting our belly come down, then our chest is coming down, and then we're going to touch whatever we are able to. So if you can grab your toes, that's wonderful. If you can grab your ankles, that's wonderful. We're gonna inhale here, and then we're gonna exhale. Now you can round your spine, allow your head to come out, come down. You might feel you want to adjust. Maybe you feel this is too intense and you want to just kind of come out of it a little bit, and that's okay. So we're going to stay here for 2 breaths. So inhaling and then exhaling. Deep, deep, deep breath in and a deep, deep breath out. So we're going to come back up, and now we're going to shake our legs out. What I'd like for you to do is bring your legs to the width of the mat. So my feet are right outside the width of the mat. I'm going to place my hands back here for support, and I'm going to windshield wiper my legs. So my knees are going over to one side, my hips are moving, and we're doing this again just to get all of that synovial fluid in our joints circulating and moving around and getting some of that stiffness and tension out. So we're going to do this a couple more times. Inhaling, exhaling here. And so we're going to come to a seated pose, and we're going to call this butterfly. And what this is you're basically just putting your feet together. Now, many of you will notice that maybe your legs are up here, your knees are up here. That's okay. That just means that you have probably tight hips. You can put a pillow underneath where you're sitting if you like, but just honor your body. Now, to make this harder, you can pull your feet in towards you, or you can make this easier and you can have more of a diamond shape and pull your feet out. So find whatever is comfortable for you. Maybe you want to lift out some of the flesh beneath your backside. You want to have a nice straight spine again. So we're just going to really set that up again. We're going to try to stop the forward fold that we get at our neck. We're going to bring our shoulders down, bring our shoulder blades together, placing our hands on our feet. Our toes are in the arch of our feet, and our fingers are on the tops of our feet. So we're going to inhale, and this is a pretty intense stretch to begin with, just doing this. And then we're going to exhale, and we're going to come forward a little bit. So as we do this, you can place your elbows on the crease of your knee, and this might be just enough. Maybe you want to back out of it. Maybe it's really, really intense. So again, listen to your body. So maybe here's where you want to be. Maybe you're feeling like you would like to get a more intense stretch, and that it's okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to inhale, and then you're going to exhale, and you're going to start placing your hands in front of you. You're tenting up on your fingertips, and you're slowly going to come out. Now, if that feels good, then you can bend your elbows, and then just slowly come down, allowing your head to come down, and just allowing your back to relax, feeling that opening in your inner thighs, your adductor muscles, just taking in a deep breath here. 3 more breaths. Inhaling through your nose, and then exhaling through your mouth. Inhaling through your nose, and then exhaling through your mouth. And then 1 more, inhaling through your nose, and then exhaling. So we're slowly going to come up, and then we're going to take our knees and we're going to bring them together, and then we're just going to shake those legs out because they did a lot of work today. Good. So what I'd like for you to do now is just find a way to come onto your back. We're going to do some work on our back. Now, if you have issues with being on your back, I'm going to demo them in the chair as well, just so that you have another modification that you can do. So how you could get on your back is really up to you. You can facilitate yourself coming down like this, whichever way works for you. You can also bend your legs, hold the back of your thighs, and then slowly allow yourself to come down. Or if you want to really challenge yourself and do some core work, you can come down with your hands facing up and just slowly come down, really pulling that belly in and feeling that fire, and then slowly coming down one vertebrae at a time. Now bringing your arms overhead, your legs are going to come out, and you're just going to really stretch out your front body as if your fingers were trying to touch the back of the room and your toes were trying to touch the front of the room. So stay there for a moment. If you're in a chair or you want to get that full stretch, you can do it standing up. You can hold on to the chair if you like, but you can just really reach your fingertips towards the ceiling and just really get a nice stretch that way. So you can do it in your chair, kind of just stretching out, or next to your chair, whichever feels good for you. So we're going to be laying back, fully stretched out, and then what you're going to do is you're going to place your hands at your side. You're going to engage your abs, and you're going to use them to pull those knees in towards your chest. You're going to bring your arm out in T, and then you're going to just give yourself a big hug, and you're going to really squeeze those knees in. And now what I'd like for you to do is rock from side to side. So just do this, lingering in any area that you feel a knot or some tightness, and just do this for a few more moments. If you are in a chair and you want to get that same benefit, what you can do is just kind of rock your arms side to side, and you'll be getting a nice movement in your lower back. So we're here, we're laying, our lower back is getting a nice massage, and we're going to come to stillness. So what I'd like for you to do, depending on the space that you have, you can place your arms in goalpost or cactus, or you can place them all the way out into T. Now, if you have tight hips, you might want to take a blanket or a pillow with you. You're going to bring your legs so that your shins are parallel to the floor and your feet are flexed. Your arms are either in T or goalpost or cactus, and you're going to allow them, those knees and hips, to go over to one side. If you find that your shoulders try to come up with you, then you need to bring those knees back up and place a pillow or blanket underneath them to give you the proper support, because we don't want to bring our shoulder with us. You can bring your gaze to the opposite hand of where your knees are, or you can bring your gaze to the ceiling. You can place a hand just beneath the knee and maybe push down to get a more intense stretch. So we're going to take a couple of deep breaths here. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Deep, deep breath in. Deep, deep breath out. Now, if your hand is on your knee, gently place it to your side. Inhaling, bringing those knees back in. We're exhaling, wrapping your arms around again, and just rocking side to side, really massaging that lower back. Few more times here, and then coming to stillness. Taking your arms, bringing them out to the side as you did before, bringing your shins so they're parallel to the floor, flexing your feet, having your prop ready because you may need it on this side if you used it on the opposite side. Bringing your knees over, noticing your body, noticing if this side is different, maybe it's more flexible. Maybe you need more support. Maybe you need a pillow. Making sure that shoulder's not coming up. I invite you to take your hand and place it beneath your knee and just facilitate a deeper stretch. Really feeling that opening. Inhaling here and exhaling. One more deep, deep breath in and a deep, deep breath out. So removing your hand from your knee if it's been there, placing your hand back out. And again, one more time, really bringing those knees in, really squeezing, rocking from side to side, hopefully getting out any of that leftover congestion or tension that's in your lower back. So what we're going to do now, listen to my words. Your right knee is going to remain bent. Your left foot is going to come down to the mat. Your knee is still bent. Your right leg is going to come up straight. Now, you might notice that your leg is bent. That's okay. Just honor your body where it is. We're just going to roll out our ankle. We're going to flex. We're going to point. And you're supporting that leg by either holding the hamstring, the back of your thigh, or your calf. So you're just going to roll out that ankle. You're going to flex. You're going to point, feeling some different sensations in your calf and your ankle, just giving it some attention. These feet hold us up as we walk all day long. So you just want to let them know that it's their turn today. So you're going to come to stillness. You're going to place your hand, again, it's either behind your calf or behind your hamstring, and you're just gently going to pull that thigh in towards your belly. You should be feeling an intense stretch in your hamstring. That's okay. We just don't want any sharp or shooting pain. We want it just to be a sensation, maybe a release. So take 3 breaths in here. Deep, deep breath in, and a deep, deep breath out. Inhaling here, and exhaling. And 1 last breath in, and then exhale, bend that knee, allow it to meet the other foot. Bringing your left leg up, placing your hands behind your calf or your hamstring, and noticing this leg. Is it bent a little bit more? Maybe it's got a little bit more flexibility. It's okay. So now rolling out your ankle and pointing and flexing, and maybe hearing some snap, crackle, pops, that's fine. And just rolling it out, giving some attention to those feet, those ankles. And then coming to stillness, placing your hands behind your knee or behind your hamstring, and just gently, gently pulling that leg towards you, trying to get that quadricep closer to your belly, feeling a nice stretch in your hamstring, maybe in your calf, or maybe even in your hip. So 2 more breaths here. Breathing in and breathing out. And 1 more breath. Deep, deep breath in. And a deep, deep breath out. So we're going to do a couple more things just to get ourselves ready for our final pose, which is Shavasana. But I just want to make sure that we pay some attention to our lower back and our core just to keep it strong. So what you're going to do, we're going to do a bridge. You're going to place your hands at your side. Your feet are hips distance on the floor. Your knees are bent. And you're just going to push up through your heels and just gently come up, squeeze, and then gently come down. Just this is a nice way to get some mobility in your lower back. So we're going to do this 2 more times. We're going to inhale, pushing all the way up, and then exhale, slowly, slowly rolling that spine down, just 1 vertebrae at a time. And then last time, coming all the way up, inhaling here, and then exhaling, slow and controlled, coming down 1 vertebrae at a time. So we're going to prepare ourselves for our final pose, which is Shavasana. And in Shavasana, you are going to be laying completely on your mat. You can put a bolster or a pillow underneath the knees. You can place a blanket on top of you. So whatever gives you comfort, you can lower the lights in your space if you like. And so in Shavasana, you're just laying completely relaxed. Your arms are out a little bit away from your body and your palms are facing up. And your toes are not pointing towards the ceiling. You're actually rolling your hips out. So your toes are pointing to the side and you're just completely relaxing. So I'm going to give you a moment to get yourself set up in your space, making this final pose for you comfortable and relaxing, I will bring you in and I will bring you out. So I just would like for you just to find the most relaxed position that you can at this moment. Maybe putting on a jacket, something that just can make this nice and warm and cozy for you. And so I'd like for you to just scan your body, noticing any residual tension that may be left in your body and in your space. So notice the space between your eyebrows and just relax that space. Noticing your throat, maybe swallowing a couple times just to relax your throat. Relaxing your jaw. Allowing your tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth. Parting your lips. Relaxing your cheeks. Relaxing the back of your head. Just feeling yourself just melting into your mat, being supported by the earth. As you travel down to your chest, relaxing your chest and your shoulders, unclenching your fists, relaxing your biceps and your triceps and your forearms. Just relax any areas of tightness or tension and just breathe. Just soften. Soften your belly. Soften your thighs. Your toes. Now begin to tune into your breath. And just breathe. Feeling the natural flow of breath. You don't need to do anything to your breath. Not too long, just natural. And if you notice where you feel your breath in your body, it might be in your belly, it could be in your chest or your throat or in your nostrils. See if you can feel the sensations of breath, one breath at a time. And when one breath ends, the next breath begins. And as you do this, you might notice your mind might start to wander. And if this happens, this is not a problem. This is actually very natural. Just notice that your mind has wandered. And you could say, thinking, wandering in your head softly. And then gently redirect your attention back to your breathing. So we'll stay with this just for a few more moments, just for a short time, noticing your breath. In through your nose and out through your nose. And from time to time, getting lost in thoughts and returning to your breath, which is your anchor. And see if you can be really kind to yourself in this process. And let yourself relax even more deeply. And then offer yourself some appreciation for carving out the time for this self-care that you've given yourself today in this practice. For doing this for yourself, whatever that means to you. And finding a sense of peace and ease and well-being for yourself on this day. So we'll stay with this just for a few more moments, breathing in, breathing out. Just softening, almost melting into your mat, and just relaxing. Letting go of all that private chatter and those private conversations and the to-do list. Just slowly bringing your awareness back into your space. I invite you to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. And then slowly and mindfully and gently bringing your arms overhead and stretching from your head to your toes and your fingers. And then gently and slowly and mindfully rolling over onto your right side, making a pillow out of your arm or your hands. And just noticing how you feel right now. This is what your practice has done for you. And very gently and slowly placing your hand in front of your heart and pushing yourself back up to the way we first met, in easy pose. I'd like to close out our practice tonight by having you repeat after me. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. And may I be peaceful and at ease. And from me to you, yogis, may you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead this practice this evening. It is an honor and a privilege, and I'm deeply grateful to be able to be here to lead you this evening. Namaste. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Thank you, everybody. I hope to see you next week. We have 2 more, so thank you. I always invite everybody at the end to unmute themselves if they have any questions or if there's anything that they would like to see next time. Sometimes people like more standing poses, or sometimes people need different modifications. So if anybody wants to let me know, you're welcome to unmute yourself, or you can put something in the chat, and I would love to know. That would be great to know. And if not, I hope that you have a beautiful and wonderful and relaxed evening, and I will see you next week. So thank you. Namaste, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Be well. If anybody wants to chat, I'm here. All right. So, and I will see you next time. Hope everybody has a beautiful, wonderful sleep. Peaceful.